Hi, everybody. So I wanted to make a quick video about how to trim down the land mass that you've imported in, if that's what you'd like to do. If you've played around with the geolocation tool, and hopefully you have by now, let me go to it right here. You can always add more imagery, or you can always delete your land mass or your topography, but you can't like trim it down and make it smaller. So let me show you how to sort of give this thing a haircut and slim it down and just grab the amount of land that you're interested in without having to, say, delete it and kind of start over. Because perhaps you've brought it in, you've started modeling, and you're a little further in your model, and now you don't want to go backwards. Okay, so here's how we do that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock this and give this a color. See if it does it. Oh, I got to go in the group. Okay, so this is our landmass. So here's how I do it, and I find this to be the most helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go to View Toolbars. I'm just going to go to, oh, my views are already up there. I was going to check views, but they're right here. So I'm going to go to the top view. Okay, so here's my landmass. I'm in perspective and I'm on the top view looking down. But let's say I just want something like right in here. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and I'm just going to make a rectangle about the size I want, maybe like right here. Okay, now I'm going to take this rectangle. I can group it, that's fine. And I'm just going to move it roughly in place. Maybe it's right here. And you can see it's cutting through the land a little bit here. And I'm just going to move it up. So maybe now I'm going to go back to top view. Now I could really position it where I want. So let's say it's right here. I don't want all this other stuff. I just want the land that's under this rectangle. Okay. I'm going to go back to kind of a perspective view. And I'm going to use the sandbox tools again. So I'm going to go view, or is it tools, sandbox, drape. And I'm going to set, it says down here, if you look in the bottom left here, select the entities you wish to drape, which would be this. We want to drape this over this. So there we go. Now I'm going to delete this one because I don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to go in here, I'm going to grab this and hit delete. And now we have a much smaller landmass. And this is actually not tied to geolocation anymore. So what we can do is sort of play with this a little bit. So if I go in here, I actually can click on the corners and I could turn this into a sort of solid piece of earth, chunk of earth, if you will. Go back over here. So something like that might look better in your imagery as a sort of volume of earth versus just a plane. But most of our imagery is sort of human eye level perspective. But this technique would look good for maybe an aerial shot where you want to show a whole bit of land, or maybe this outline is the extents of the property, for example, and saying, okay, here's the chunk of earth we're working with, and here's how our project sits on that site. So that's how you give that topography a haircut. Okay, thanks.